Christmas is usually a joyful time of year. Most of us go around wishing others a Merry Christmas or at least a Happy Holidays. There's even a Christmas carol that explains why Christmas is the most wonderful time of the year. But today I want to tell you the story behind the saddest Christmas carol ever written, because I believe it offers a hope that goes beyond the surface level happiness most of us associate with Christmas. Hey, it's Andrew with Into the Harvest, and this channel is dedicated to helping you be a disciple and make disciples in the modern world. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure to subscribe and click the notification bell, because every week we're creating videos and resources to help you live and share your faith. The saddest Christmas carol ever was written 160 years ago during the American Civil War. It's hard for us to comprehend just how destructive that war was. But to put it in perspective, a total of 1.26 million American soldiers have died in all our nation's wars. And half of those died between 1861 and 1865 during the American Civil War. Here's another way to try and understand just how devastating the Civil War was. 2.5% of the American population died during this conflict. Now imagine over 8 million Americans dying during a 4-year civil war. That's what those percentages would look like in our time. So this was a difficult time in our nation's history, to say the least. And during Christmas of 1863, we were right in the middle of it. But the man who wrote the saddest Christmas carol ever wasn't just saddened by the war. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow was a well-known poet and scholar. He was also part of the anti-slavery movement during the mid-19th century. In 1861, his wife Frances died in a horrible accident. She had been sealing envelopes with hot wax when a flame caught her clothes on fire. Henry had rushed to her aid and tried to smother the flames, but by the time the fire was out, Frances had been burned beyond recovery, and she died the next day. Henry, who also ended up being badly burned, was too sick to even attend her funeral. His wife's death marked a turning point in Longfellow's life. His physical appearance changed dramatically. The fire had left his face badly burned and disfigured, and because of that, he grew out his beard. The tragedy left mental scars as well, as he sank into a deep depression, one that he would fight for the rest of his life. On Christmas Day in 1862, Longfellow wrote in his journal, "A Merry Christmas, say the children, but that is no more for me." Things got worse. Late in 1863, his son Charlie, an officer in the Union Army, was seriously wounded in battle. Longfellow brought his son home in early December to begin the months-long process of trying to nurse him back to health. And so it was in this state of mind on Christmas Day of 1863 that Longfellow wrote his Christmas carol, "I heard the bells on Christmas Day." I heard the bells on Christmas Day, their old familiar carols play, and wild and sweet the words repeat, of peace on earth, goodwill to men. And I thought how, as the day had come, the belfries of all Christendom had rolled along with unbroken song of peace on earth, goodwill to men. Till ringing, singing on its way, the world revolved from night to day. A voice, a chime, a chant sublime of peace on earth, goodwill to men. Then in despair I bowed my head. "There is no peace on earth," I said, "for hate is strong and mocks the song of peace on earth, goodwill to men." Then pealed the bells more loud and deep. God is not dead, nor doth he sleep. The wrong shall fail, the right prevail, with peace on earth, goodwill to men. Christmas is a time of joy and happiness. We remember angels appearing to a small group of shepherds in a field 2,000 years ago and singing the first Christmas carol, and they announced peace on earth and goodwill towards men. That's where Longfellow got that line. They announced the arrival of a Savior sent by God, and that's what Christmas is all about. But a Savior was needed because the world is in trouble. Both the beauty and the brokenness of our world point us to our Creator. And we should remember both the beauty and brokenness during the Christmas season. The intersection of these two things, the brokenness of our world and the beauty of God's love for us is where Longfellow found hope on Christmas Day in 1863. And his carol is one of my favorites because it's a beautiful song of faith and hope in the face of sorrow, darkness, and loss. Well, I hope this video was inspiring and that it helped you take a deeper look into the true meaning of Christmas. And if it did, please click the like button and consider sharing it with your friends. And if you've never heard Longfellow's Christmas Carol, there's a link in the description of this video, so you should check it out. We'll see you next time.